when we come to HUGS. So that's really the only time, I think, when we feel normal.
HUGS loved my family. We knew that she was going to be normal again.
I'm Jeffrey Kimball.
And I'm Tanya Kimball, and we've been a HUGS family since 2011.
Hi, I'm Aurora May, and I'm 8 years old, and I have leukemia.
Aurora is very special. We tried very hard to have children. Aurora was our quote-unquote miracle baby. She came 3 weeks early. So she started out being different. She started out breaking the rules, if you want to say that. She did it her own way. She has had other medical difficulties other than the cancer. She's had a heart surgery, and then she also has been diagnosed with a muscle disease. But if you look at her, you would never know that she was any different than any of our other little friends. We were here only 4 months. On an island that we have no family and no friends. We were unable to establish that network. HUGS literally stepped in and became our network.
It was being there at the hospital when they said they were a representative from HUGS, and I was like, well, what's that? And they tell me about their program, and I'm like, well, that is awesome. That is incredible.
And they came back. They continued to come back, and
they followed up until we were actually part of the family, and
and they haven't stopped since.
I like about HUGS that we get to play and color and have tattoos.
They include everyone in our family. They don't leave us out. So it's truly, they are we're learning what ohana is, and they truly are our ohana.
Hi, my name is Tom Fisher, and I've been a HUGS volunteer since the late 1970s. I actually was one of the very first volunteers when HUGS was created. The most important, favorite part of volunteering at HUGS has been the children. They know what life is all about more than we adults. They teach us what's important in life.
It's amazing to see the children and to meet their siblings and to meet their parents. It's such an ohana.
I'm Rick Maldonado.
And I'm Evelyn Maldonado.
And we've been in a HUGS family since 1994. What brought us to HUGS is we were getting treatment for our son Nicholas at Triple Army Medical Center. And Donna showed up in our room and said, hi, I'm from HUGS. And Nick was afraid that this lady was going to go to hug him. And that was the first time that we heard about HUGS at that time when Donna came to visit us. And we continued coming here through his treatment.
He just couldn't believe how there were so many wonderful people out there. The doctors had told us that there wasn't any more treatment that my son was going to be able to have. HUGS just kind of, not only was it a place for my son to come and all the other kids to come and feel safe, because they knew here at HUGS they weren't going to be, getting poked or any kind of treatments. They knew that it was just going to be pure fun here. When you came to HUGS for any of their activities that they had, you weren't alone anymore.
It's a family. It's a family. It truly, truly is a family that helps people to either stay strong, shoulders to cry on, there's no other organization like it. I can't say that enough.
I can't even imagine. I can't even go back and imagine not having HUGS.
Aloha, I'm Brett Thomas.
And I'm Dee Thomas, and with the help of our kids, we founded Surf for HUGS.
We chose to help HUGS because as parents we thought it was important to help out other families whose children were suffering from life-threatening diseases. Watching the smiles on the parents and the children during the event made it all worthwhile. Our vision for Surf for HUGS for the future would be to try to include as many families as possible that are part of HUGS. There's a lot of families on the outer islands that could use support in coming over with their families to share in this event. And there's a lot of families within HUGS that might be shy and nervous about having their kids who may be ill trying surfing. All they need to do is ask any of the many families that have been doing this over the years, and they'll find out it's worth it.
I'm Representative Barbara Marmoto. I'm an honorary trustee of HUGS. I've been with HUGS since day one. People all come here because they have a specialized need, and we have some wonderful doctors who know about HUGS and refer families over here. And so I would encourage everybody who has a heart to support HUGS.
My name is Daryl Glazer, and I've been a medical advisor with HUGS since 2007. As a doctor, I can provide treatment, but I can't tell families what it's going to be like going through it or what will happen in the years ahead. HUGS can. HUGS connects families to share their experiences and provide support to help one another get through the challenges that they're facing. I'm very grateful to HUGS for providing that service.
Hi, my name is Katha Combs.
And I'm Lindsay Combs.
And our family has been members of HUGS since 1996, when my youngest daughter, Lisa, was 3 years old. I would say that the biggest resource that we've had in support from HUGS is just having other families, people that really know what you're going through.
HUGS has helped me because I could come to Respites a few times every month and just be around other kids. And no one really stares at my sister at HUGS, no one asks what's wrong with her. We just all play together and have a really good time.
It's kind of like you plan on going on this fabulous vacation, a trip, and you learn the language, you studied about, where are you going to visit, you planned everything out, and then you landed and you were in a different country. You didn't know the language, there was a mix-up, and you got there and you were totally lost. My older daughter's in a wheelchair, and so many people stare, and we're often, we're placed in an uncomfortable position when we go places. Young kids aren't used to seeing a complicated big wheelchair like that, so they're staring, people are asking, and so I know when we come to HUGS, so that's really the only time, I think, when we feel normal. HUGS really is a safe place where we know others, their stories, maybe, even harder than what we live with day to day. And so just knowing that there are other families there, that we're comfortable to just, come as we are and not be stared at or, judged or anything. I mean, that's really important to our family.
Hi, I'm Patrick Terrell.
And I'm Wendy Koshel, and we've been a HUGS family since 2009. We came to HUGS in 2009 after 5 months of struggle with our daughter Hayley. She was very ill. She had been diagnosed with cancer, and it was a brain tumor.
I'm Hayley Tyrell. I'm 8 years old, and I had a brain tumor.
After it was removed, she had to learn to move and speak again. So it was quite a dramatic time for us. HUGS made a huge difference to our life at a time when we really needed them.
HUGS is fun, and I get to play, and I like going on the swing.
That gives Wendy and I a chance to share our experiences with moms and dads that have been through almost the same experiences that we've been through.
HUGS volunteers, they come along on the nights and they have one-to-one with the kids.
They helped me by holding my hand and playing with me.
And so not only your sick child is taken care of really well, their brothers and sisters are also having a lot of fun. They have a special person to give them that extra attention. They go way out of their way to make the kids included and have a quality, amazing experiences that they can remember and then get through that next treatment and the next surgery and whatever it is. In one time of our treatment of Haley, we were told that she was terminal and she's fine now. But at this stage we were preparing for the worst. And I called HUGS. I was like, is there anybody you know we want to get a final family photo? And at last minute they had someone who volunteered through HUGS to take a picture of our family picture. And it was beautiful and it's still one of my most treasured pictures that I have.
I'm Peter Schmall.
And I'm Natasha Schmall, and we've been a HUGS family since 2003.
I'm Amberly Schmall, I'm 13 years old, and I had leukemia.
Our daughter she was 4 years old, and she had gotten diagnosed with leukemia, AML. When they hit us with that diagnosis, I was floored. What would I have done without HUGS is, actually, to tell you the honest truth, I don't know. I really don't know. That's the big thing to me, that when you get introduced to HUGS, then you start seeing other families, and it's not just kids that have cancer. You have kids that have heart issues. You have kids that have cerebral palsy. So you're starting to see that there's other families that are going through the same thing you're going through. They're probably having the same financial issues you're having. We finally came to a HUGS respite. When we came, they welcomed her with open arms. Nobody looked at her weird, because she didn't have hair. It was like everybody was happy to see her. And then we saw other children that had been through things, and we just kind of sat in the car. We didn't go anywhere, we just sat there, kind of just watching to see that she was okay and Chloe was okay, and we just sat in the car and watched them play. And that was really touching, because it was like we knew that she was going to be normal again.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Mahalo. Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Mahalo. Mahalo.
Mahalo to everyone who has helped HUGS over the past 30 years.
Mahalo to everyone who has helped HUGS over the past 30 years. Aloha.